Good morning. This is Dylan Giovanni with Behind the Markets. Happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, June 16th. I'm going to have a smile on my face from ear to ear all week. The Knicks won the championship. Woohoo! All right. Anyway, we have a lot to discuss this week. Today, I'd like to start talking about really SpaceX is public and the stock traded very well, masterfully done, by the way, from Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley, up about 20%, 19%. And yesterday had really good action. You can see exactly where they're doing. But a lot of folks are sitting there thinking about, where does it go? Does it go to 200? Is it still a buy? But I think those are all the wrong questions really to ask. I'm thinking about where we're going to spend that $75 billion. Because most people don't know Musk is actually on a clock, more of a clock than he usually is. So he just raised his $75 billion. So he hasn't deployed it yet. And we're at that interesting place that I've observed over the years that I've been involved in these deals, where you have a gap between the raise and the reveal to the general public, what he's going to spend all that money on. Now, really, it's clear when you're looking at the filings and the investor pitches that he did to Wall Street. But for all the rest of the country, 95% of America really has no idea what he's going to spend that money on. And they're focused on, whether they should buy SpaceX or sell it or take the profit or whatever it is they're focused on. So I think 95% of the crowd is looking in the wrong direction, okay? The $75 billion is going to start flowing very, very heavily, and it's going to happen off screen, but right to Silicon and right in plain sight. But here's the thing most people don't know, okay? There's a hard deadline written into federal law that is going to determine where a lot of that money gets spent, okay? Remember, for those of you who've been with us for a while, you remember when Congress passed the CHIPS Act. It was a big deal. We were big fans of it. Bring semiconductor manufacturing back to America, reduce our Achilles heel with Taiwan, where we get all of our chips vis-a-vis an attack on China. So big fan of the CHIPS Act. Bring semiconductor manufacturing back to America. But so they're really pushing that. So in the CHIPS Act, it's $52.7 billion on the table for semiconductor manufacturing in America. And of that $52 billion, $39 billion is in direct subsidies, $13 billion in R&D. But they also included a 35% tax credit, Section 48D, for every dollar of manufacturing equipment that actually goes into the factory. So it's a little bit different. Now, on a normal fab, I don't know, a $20 billion Intel plant, say, that credit is worth, several $1 billion. It's a big deal. But on Elon's Terafab and Gigafactory, phase one is $55 billion, and the full build-out is $119 billion. That means the credit is worth as much as $25 billion. And he hasn't even broken ground in Austin yet. So the federal government hands you $25 billion, meaning they write you a check even if you owe zero in taxes. That's my kind of incentive. But here is the catch. There's always a catch. The credit has an expiration date built into the statute. It's built into the law. To qualify, construction has to begin by December 31st, 2026, basically the last day of this year. Not January 1st, not whenever you get around to it, the last day of this year. So behind the scenes, all of this is happening now for a reason. All of it's happening now for a reason. All these things are coming together. There's this big timeline baked into federal law and with the competition of AI and all the other things. We're going to discuss all of this, where that money is going. That $75 billion is going Thursday, June 18th, this Thursday at 1 o'clock. We're going to be live, Charles and I. We're going to show you the blueprint we have, share that with you. We think you're going to learn a lot. We think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope to see you there. Register, join us. I'll see you then, and I will see you tomorrow.